Why did you choose a RAW format?
We decided upon the RAW format for, first of all, it's the same as the basic design. First of all, the quality, that you could do so much more in the post-process. And then we wouldn't have the processing within the camera, because we wanted a small camera which don't use too much power. So the RAW format was very much in from the beginning. The basic concept of the camera is the RAW format, both for quality and for size and energy and power and everything. So it's essential. This is not a camera that you shoot something, take it to a computer and broadcast it. This is a camera that you have to have some kind of concept of what you want to do in the grading. If you want colors, if you want to match with anything, or you want to. But this is like a post-process. It's much like film in that way. It's not very quick, a quick release. But the upside, of course, is that you have another latitude, and you don't have the complication with compression. I love compression. You have to compress at some point, but the later the better, and we do not compress in the camera.
Yes, but it takes a lot of place.
Yes.
Or space, sorry.
Yes.
A lot of space.
The backside of having uncompressed raw data is that it takes a lot of space, and it takes a lot of bandwidth to the memory. So in order to capture these images, we were forced to invent our own memory, which could absorb 250 megabytes a second. So it's a downside. On the other side, for every year, memory is less and less worth, and capacity of computer increased by every 8 months or so. So 160 gigabytes is much today, but within a year or two, it's not that much.
And why do you choose your own card and not SDHC or SDXC? That are cheaper. They are cheaper.
Yes, we designed our own card because it's the fastest memory card in the world. When we came out, there was no card that could absorb those amount of information. And we have a unique design on the card. We even have a patent on how we store the information on the card. In order to achieve this amazing speed, we have to make another library. You can only erase the last take. You cannot go into all the takes you have on a card and erase one card. It's like tape, you have to go back. Sorry, because everything is stored from the first take is in the back side, and then it goes do. So it fills up. So there's no fragmentation in our memory.
Can we compare RAW to 16 millimeters?
Actually, you could compare RAW to the film process. First of all, the quality, and secondly, that you in some way have to develop it in the computer or the post-process. And then when you develop it, you have a lot of options. And you have another exposure latitude, and you could do things with the color and so on. So I think what we've done, is the first film camera for digital film camera. And it's the same. The quality is good, though you have to wait longer to edit the film or the material. But it's worth waiting for, because the quality is much better. So I think this, and also that we did the design very much like a film camera, because I usually shoot Super 16, and we did a Super 16 camera before. And we wanted to keep those aesthetics and those those experience that film camera designer, especially in France, did with Jean-Pierre Beaulieu and also the Eclair and the Beaulieu and all those cameras. They were such great cameras. And I know, I can't remember now, the Eclair EPN or something was like the best camera in the world, but, and the Antonin is like also the best camera, I think, still. And we couldn't do like the Aton, how do you say Aton? Like the Aton, with they had this image with the cat on the shoulder, which I think is very good. We couldn't do that because this was too small. This is more like a rat or something. So, but we try to follow. We stand on the shoulders of camera designers from 100 years, and especially French camera designers. And French optics, I just love it.
So your inspiration come from France, from Antonin?
Totally. Jean-Pierre Antonin is like my hero. He's the best camera designer in the world because he's not really into technology. He's into philosophy, and no, he's the greatest man ever in camera design, I think, yeah, he's the best. And I think he did the same thing, not the same thing, but he did similar thing with sound now.
And for the Penelope, he also chose a raw format.
Yeah. No, he's very much into quality, and I love him. I love him forever, and I love him for also. When he did the first camera, the first 35 cameras in the 70s with Jean-Luc Godard. And I think Jean-Luc Godard meant very much to the camera manufacturer because he took the cameras in the street. He used the cameras like he was, now it's 50 years since the Breathless. And I still think that they are doing things in that film that you can do with mobile telephones now, but they were so ahead of time. So that tradition with the French Nouvelle Vague mixture of poetry and reality, because you can never leave out poetry from filmmaking, but you can never leave out reality as well. They're equally important. And it's up to the filmmakers to make the mix between poetry and reality. And the film cameras should be tools for them to choose if they go to the poetry side or the reality side. And it's up to the filmmakers to use the tools in whatever means. And I also think that camera manufacturers should listen to the filmmakers and also be ahead of the filmmakers. And then the filmmakers can take the tools and make something different out of it.